Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Two shorts in one day. Amazing, but this one is. If you ever wonder, is your government really appropriate to govern and do they really take care of you? Look, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. This is just brilliant. This Michael Martin confirms that Michael McNamara will no respect to bodily autonomy of students. So questions from opposition leaders of the representatives to the government, right? Listen to this.
You informed this Dáil categorically to Dennis Naughton, Deputy Naughton, that there would be no compulsory vaccination in this state. That was never our approach. It was based around bodily autonomy and informed consent.
He did, yeah.
Given that, why are student nurses in Ireland now being told that they have to be vaccinated to go and finish their placements and thereby finish their degrees? And we need these
Yes, they've received letters.
people. And these are nurses who have been on the front line all along, who have put their health and their bodies on the line for this state. Now, many of them are delighted that they're going to be given the vaccine. But there are some
Because that's your own choice.
who simply don't want it. And you have acknowledged that there will be no compulsory vaccination. Now, your Minister
Yeah, he said that.
for Health categorically denied in the Dáil that mass going would be a penal provision, and we now know the state's adopted a contrary approach. I think he needs to correct the record of the Dáil in that regard for the sake of parliamentary democracy, but that's a different issue. I'd ask you to respond to the questions that I've raised.
In respect to compulsory vaccination, again, I said that there is no mandatory compulsion on people.
Now, if I showed up the door, my missus, and she asked me, were you drinking? And I stuttered and said something like that, that'd be definitely yes, I was drinking.
To vaccinate in the country. I think within the health service, there are particular, I would argue, obligations.
He said obligations.
In terms of collective.
That means that every healthcare worker should be vaccinated for everything that the patient can bring in. Right?
Solidarity in terms of preventing the spread of disease. We
Let me play that again, guys. Listen.
The spread of disease. We know from the last wave that it was quite very, very challenging.
It's a waffle. Still, imagine me standing at the door and my sister's asking me, "What are you drinking?" No, I was playing chess with my boys.
The numbers of healthcare workers who got COVID, the number of staff in nursing homes, for example, who got COVID. Now, thankfully, with the vaccines, the impact has been dramatic. The serial testing in nursing.
With the vaccines, the impact has been dramatic. Now, listen to this. Now, I'm expert in English, right? But what way? Which way? Okay.
Homes now, I think, is indicating 0.3%, like it's.
What were you drinking? Just a 0.0 Heine. You see.
It's just very, very low, which is a very good vindication of the vaccines and their impact on reduced infection, as well as reduced severe illness and mortality, and likewise in the hospital setting that has been the case. I do think we have to, for the overall good, do everything we possibly can to.
Right. We have to do for the overall good whatever we have to. That means we're going to close the businesses and you are still going to get paid. Guys, that's the politician talking to you in Dáil Éireann on the 31st of March 2021. Okay? One more time.
For the sake of parliamentary democracy.
Vaccination. Again, I said that there is no mandatory compulsion on people to vaccinate in the country. I think within the health service, there are particular, I would argue, obligations in terms of collective solidarity.
Obligations in terms of collective solidarity. Waffle me home. I'm sorry. But if you want to govern, you have to be more specific, you have to answer questions, and you have to have more knowledge than you actually do have. Or if you possess the knowledge, you have to share with your nation. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.